Hi, I'm coming back to you almost after a week probably. My last video was the masala dosa one, and the audio had some problem over there, and I apologize for that. Some of you told me that you could not hear it very clearly, so I'm making an honest attempt to make this a little bit more louder, and hopefully this comes across more clear. I've got a new camera as well, so hopefully I'm being visible, bright, and nice. All right. Now coming back to something I wanted to share with you today, something I wanted to know from you today, and that was this. My father used to say that, he was a government employee, and he used to say that whenever there was something to celebrate with any of him and his colleagues, families, or work wise, any achievements or promotion or arrears or something like that, they would go to a hotel. There was no darshanis back then, not many at least, and my dad retired in 2000, so I think that was not exactly the boom. The time when they used to go to darshani, they used to prefer going to some normal South Indian hotel, and they used to have this thing called SKC, saying sweet, khara, and coffee. It was a normal treat. You know. By the time I got into college, treats had come down to chaats and gobi manchuri and sandwich and burger and whatnot. But in my dad's times, I'm sure most of your parents who are working also would probably agree with this. It was sweet, khara, and coffee. Probably in Kannada it would be kapi. Okay, so the sweet used to be normally something like kesari baat or badam halwa, gulab jamun, and khara used to be khara for those people who are not well versed in Kannada. Or sorry, in Hindi, it would be no, it would be more about upma, upma or bhajis or something like that. Okay, and coffee would be coffee, and usually it would be bite to coffee. Okay, that's what my father used to say, and he used to. He never told me directly, but I always used to gather that the friends who went out with him, or the friends that he went out with for these small treats, were the friends that he would always fondly recollect. He could share things with them, and they were mostly his office colleagues, and they had quite a good understanding of what was going on in each other's lives. And uh, I never got to know the whole gang as such, but I knew some members of the gang, and I still am in touch with a couple of them, and some of them are not in India, and so on and so forth. So I was just thinking about this some time back, and I just realized that I don't have any such friends. I don't have any such friends at all. I do have some. I mean, I do have a very close knit of friends. Three of them are in the US, and a couple of them, apart from me, stay in Bangalore. But we never meet for SKC. We meet for a dinner because most of us are working, and we meet. We meet whenever we meet. It's like a lavish dinner, okay, like full and things like that. And we meet like once in 3 months or once in 4 months. And thanks to this lockdown, I have not seen those guys since last year. So that's how it's been. That's how it's been. Okay, I think the last we met was somewhere around Christmas or immediately before New Year or something like that, and after that I have not seen them at all. So it's been a good long time, and I'm missing them very badly. What I wanted to tell you people was how well this SKC tribe or small group was managed all the time. You know, they were very self-aware about what was going on in each other's lives, and they would help out with each other. And I clearly remember my father reaching out to some of his friends who were in this tribe, or rather, I could guess that they were in this tribe the way he would talk to them and he would know their personal issues and things like that. It didn't happen with everybody. It usually happened with only two, three of them, and they would kind of move mountains to help them get through anything small. It used to be generally something not very big and something small and moderate kind of difficulty like finding a house or things like that. I even remember my father actually going out of his way to help one of his colleagues settle his son in some far off engineering college because they didn't know the local language. Okay, one of my father's very close friends passed away when probably I was only about 12, 13 years old. He was a Bengali person, and he died in a very tragic accident when he was on the job. And this SKC gang got together, and they fast tracked the departmental compensation to an extent that his wife, who was not very well educated, apparently, so I'm not very sure, they managed to get her a job in the office. and they kept a track till at least till the time uh, that her son, they had only one son, and he was quite small in the sense that if I was 12, he must have been around 7, 8 at that time, and it was pretty tragic. And they stayed very close to my house, about 2, 3 kilometers away in Basveshwar Nagar, and they tracked kind of his progress till the point that he graduated. Okay, he did engineering somewhere, and I'm not very sure because my memories of this friend of my father's are kind of very faint, and his name was Mr. Ghosh, and I honestly don't even know his first name. I don't even know his first name at all because my father always used to say Ghosh came, Ghosh went, and that's all I know. Very nice guy, and my memory of him actually is that he resembled Amol Palekar. Okay, he was a handsome looking guy, very unassuming kind of person. He couldn't understand Telugu, Kannada for the nuts, but he used to converse with my grandfather as well. So coming back to the point again, this was the SKC gang. This was the SKC gang. Okay, very self-aware of themselves, very self-managed about what they could do, what they could not do. Not very big aspirations or like I have to buy a Mercedes or buy a villa or buy a mansion or something like that. But they were all agreed that they were all government servants and they were entitled to a pension and blah blah blah. But nevertheless, they all did good in life. They all did good in life. Some of their children might have flown abroad and they're doing extremely well, and everybody is well settled and into something or the other. So that apart, they took so much active interest in the family as well as maintaining friendships outside as well. They didn't restrict themselves to being just colleagues, hi, bye, how are you, and things like that. There was a routine with this SKZ gang with my dad's office that after every day's lunch, my dad's office was in Pina. There were no darshanis, there were no coffee bars at that coffee kendras or even small tea outlets over there. And a couple of them were the Sutta guys, and the SKC gang were the Sutta guys. And if they wanted to smoke, they had to step out of the office premises. And they had found this old lady who used to sell peanuts, kadlekai and nellikai, that is gooseberries. Okay, whenever the season was, I guess. And they had become regular customers to this old lady. Apparently, to the extent that she used to ask them for small amounts of money, like 20, 30 rupees once in a while, and she made it a point to pay them back either through her selling her produce to them for some concise cost. I mean, they never bothered about the money, I guess, because one time this person gave, one time that person gave, and I think they were more compassionate to that lady. What I'm trying to say again and again is they stuck together. They stuck together. It was like an unwritten bond for them that this is my friend. I'll do anything for this guy. I envy my father and his friends for that. I don't know whether you have any such friends like that. If you have, you're really blessed. Make your own SKC gang. Make your own SKC gang. Whatever you want to call SKC as. The actual name is Sweet Khara Coffee Gang. But if you have any other fancy name, if you want a PP gang or MP gang, Pani Puri, Masal Puri gang, or GB gang, Gobi Manchuri, whatever suits you, but make one. They're going to serve you a lifetime. These are the memories that my father used to have whenever he used to talk to work colleagues. Beyond a point of time, all our jobs are pretty routine, mundane, and there's not much to look forward to in that. And constant innovation is easier said than done. Some of us do it, some of us don't do it, some of us don't like to do it. Either way, whatever way you want to look at it, at the end of the day, you want to go back to that person who you can share something with. You want to go back to that person who you find some comfort with, and you want to go back to that person when you are in trouble. Without any hitch, without any glitch, without thinking of confiding in that person. And my father had a small motley group. Krishnamurthy uncle stays close by, Venkatramaya uncle is somewhere in the US, and Ahmad Anwar uncle is also somewhere close by. This was a part of the SKC gang. Another couple of people I'm not in touch with. I think they are abroad or something like that, but I'm really not in touch with. Okay, so they never forced their SKC gang on us. It was not like because they are friends, their children must be friends. Okay, I happen to know a couple of them, but we mainly maintained social distancing even back then. So yeah, we were of different age groups. Only myself and another schoolmate of mine who happened to be an SKC's daughter were more in the same age group, but otherwise most of them were elder to me or younger to me by a significant number of years, and we couldn't do that. But that apart, what I'm trying to say is They stuck to friendship only among themselves. My mother also has some very fond memories of hanging out with the lady SKC gang. Okay, and we went for joint trips. Yeah, that was another thing. They used to plan joint trips, and I remember this very. I don't know. I must have been over 7, 8 years old when my dad teamed up with the Krishnamurti uncle that I was talking about. Then they took us on a week or 8 day trip to Bangalore, Udupi, Dharmasthala, and God knows where all in an ambassador. In an ambassador, they booked an ambassador car. Four of them, five, no, four of them, four of us, and plus the driver. So 9 people. Out of the 9 people, 3 were little ones. Okay, so 6 people still in an ambassador car. That is one car that I would still want to buy. Seriously, I'm sure every country has some ambassador, but nothing can beat the Indian version of it. Hindustan Motors, hats off to you. Yeah, I think Hindustan Motors also must be connected with the SKC gang. Anyway, that's what I wanted to convey today. Grow your SKC gang. Grow it. Foster it. Pull people. I'm sure there are more people in your friend circle who want to be part of the SKC. But somebody's got to take the initiative, so why not you? Why not you? Alright? Go ahead, make a list of your SKC members. It should come pretty easily actually. Somebody has to just light the spark. Alright? So I'm hoping that you make your own SKC gang, have fun. You want to call it the PP, MP, GB gang, let me know in the comments. And if I get my hands on it, I'll post you a picture of my dinner gang. I can't call it an SKC gang. I can call it a PP, MP gang because that's where we all gelled. There was a Pani Puri Masala Puri center on Dr. Rajkumar Road, and that's where we all came together. It was a frequenting point, and we still go there whenever we all meet up. Those are fond memories, man. SKC, SKC, SKC. Bye. Good night.